that you joined the annual meeting of the KWPN-NA, the online meeting. I'd like to tell you something about the stallion show we had last February in Zertogenbosch. I'm going to talk you through the jumpers and also through the dressage stallions, talk a little bit about the premium stallions. But first we're going to start about the stallion show. So for the jumpers, we're starting with them. We had 6 premium jumper stallions. We also had a select sale, as we always do. We had some exciting finals of the Blom Stallion competition. And we had a presentation of the approved stallions of 2025, so the newly approved stallions. And we like to talk about the next round of the selection of the jumping. And we started with the Wednesday. The Wednesday we had the first day of the jumper stallions. You can do the next sheet. Yeah, first day of jumper stallions. And we also had the International Breeders' Congress. And it was an interesting breeders conversation with famous breeders actually, with the Broderick family and Daan Harden, and also famous Belgian breeders of the Sitterdam line. And I had an interesting discussion about the future of breeding. So we try to make that a nice day, the Wednesday. Then we continue with the second day, the Thursday. Then we had the second viewing again of the jumpers stallions. We had the champions round and the premium stallions. We also did the handler of the year this year. That was new. Like I said, we had a presentation of the newly approved stallions and the final of the stallion competition. So it's a full day. The first day, it's a long day, but it was really interesting to see that that second day actually for us. Well, we continue with some pictures of the stallion competition. We had the winner of the 1m10 class, that was Rising Blue, and the 120 class was Drummer EN. The winner of the 130 class was On and On MB, the Baltic Sun, and the winner of the VHO trophy, so the 1m40 class, was Party in the Hus. He's newly erkend at the KWPN, and he did really well in the 1m40 class, and he won that class actually. So that it was interesting to see for sure. When we have the evaluated stallions, we've seen that the numbers are a little bit dropping in Holland of the presented stallions, evaluated stallions. I think people are also more selective in everything, and we now had evaluated in the first viewing on the 57th jumper stallion. It's about 40% of the total number, and when 231 dressage stallions, that's about 60%. So the percentage remains actually a little bit the same, but the numbers are a little bit dropping. And like I said, I think the people get more selective in that in presenting the stallions. When we go to the second viewing, we had 91 jumper stallions presented of invited for the second viewing. That's 57%. It's a little bit higher than in last year in 2025. And we had a little bit more selected for the stallion test. 51 stallions, 56% of the second viewing. That's a little bit higher than we had in 2025, but we thought also the overall quality was somewhat better than in 2025, so we could select a good number of stallions for the performance test. And with we, I mean the stallion committee, and the stallion committee is by the chairman is Wout-Jan van der Schalt. He's an international jumper. He's also the national team coach at this moment of the Dutch jumping team. And we have the international rider Erik van der Vleuten. He's also into the stallion committee together with me. So the three of us are participating in the stallion committee. Well, what's really important for us that we also have extra information about the stallions. So as always, we try to get all the information we can get, also from the foreign dam lines of the other different breeding societies. We do an inspection of the mares actually. the mares who are into the full book or register A or farm mares, so that we know if they are at least stud book quality, they have the good quality enough for the stud book, and we see no defects or defaults in the mare that we don't want to have in our breeding. And we have an inspection of the stud book mare who did a score below the 70. And the rest of the mares are, then we, in the stallion test, when they are nearly to approval, then we see all the mares. So then we make a final mare report actually. So I think we're also focusing on the mare, the dam, with approving of the stallions. I think that's quite unique for the stud books, but we think it's really important. When we see the numbers of the predicates of the dams, then we see de sterkeur, voorlopig keur, elite en de preferent prestatiemass. Yeah, it can change a little bit from 2025. But yeah, like I said, we like to have the predicates in it, but we for sure like to have the sports in it. So the prestatie is really important for us. That's what you all can see on the next sheet when you see the performance in the sport of the dams. And then you can see that we have 24 stallions from the second viewing who did the dam did jump 1 meter 30 or higher, and 10 of them were selected of them. That's about 20%, especially of course the 140, 150 classes and Grand Prix International are really interesting for us. But so we focus on good sports in the dam line, and when we have direct sports, it's even better. Then we continue with the stallions who have several sons selected for the performance test. Actually, we had 7 emeralds selected for the second viewing. That was really a lot, and we have 2 of them selected for the performance test, and the both were into the championships ring. So emerald made a really good impression for us. And you can see we have several stallions, also international jumper stallion with several sons being selected for the performance test. What's also interesting for us is that we see the stallions of the newly approved stallions. So that's we call it the M-N-N-O stallions. So that's the young stallions. So we give also young stallions a chance to test the young ones, the first crops of them, because we think that's really important. And yeah, you can see a lot of them who gets a chance with the young ones who get a chance in the performance test. Some of them even have 2, like New Pleasure has 2 sons selected for the performance test. And yeah, we think that's really important for us to test also the young stallions. Okay, then we continue with the premium stallions. We have actually 6 complete stallion selectors for the premium stallions test. So when we award them, so we have 6 of them. And we don't rank them in quality order. We just present them. They were shown in hand, and we made a champion and a reserve champion. So 4 of them are premium stallions, and 1 reserve champion and 1 champion there was. And I like to start with the premium stallion Street Sense VDL. Maybe we can also start the video. He's by Sambuchi de Muse.
So you want me to turn the video on now?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And for us, it's important. The premium stallions, they are where we selected them on. They are should be modern and correct in the types. They should have jumped 2 rounds really well. That's really important. So also the first ring is really important for us. And as well the second ring. So they should do 2 really good performances in the jumping.
Video, een nakomeling van Sambuchi de Muse.
Yeah, here we see Street Sense, the Sambuchi. So he's the first crop.
Leeftijd opviel. En met hoge punten.
You can see that
verrichtingonderzoek.
Meerdere
9.
You can put the commentary down, I think, on the video if possible, Kelly.
Verloren maakte in de hengstencompetitie afgelopen jaren.
Yeah, that's better. So you can see this is a modern type. He's athletic build. There's a good top line that we think it's really important for them to have a good top line with good loin connection. It's very correct in the stance of the legs. And this, like I said, is the first crop of Sambucci. He was himself really good in sports. He also competed really well in the World Championship of Young Horses in Lanhagen. And this one is from the direct dam line of international jumper horses Gisborne, Fancy Rose. You can see he's light-footed, he's quick in the takeoff with very good technique over there. And also easy in the canter after the jump. That's also important for us, as he had good balance and a light-footed canter and also has an easy canter. What we liked is in this one was especially his good use of the body, his good bascule and athletic scope. And he has always really good from behind on the jump. So that makes this one a really complete stallion, modern type, very correct, good pedigree, and also very athletic modern sport horse in the jumping. You can see over there, really up in the hips and then opening really well from behind. And very athletic on the jump.
You want to go on to the next?
Yeah, I think we should. We have a little bit of time pressure, huh?
Yeah.
If any questions you can ask, eh? No problem there. So Kathy has a question. He said, what percentage of stallions are selected for the stallion test? Well, we just gave the numbers. We have selected for the stallion test. This year it was we have 57% invited for the second viewing. And then 50% of them, 56% of them were selected again for the performance test. So about 25%, Kathy.
Hey, thank you.
And then we see that about, I think, the stallions into the performance test, about 50% of them gets approved again. So that's 12 point, about 10, between 10 and 15% are approved of the presented numbers. Okay, we continue with the next one. This is the youngster by Emerald. This is Excelsior Key SR. Like I said, we had two of Emerald sons in the premium stallions. Excelsior Key SR is Emerald, and then we see Toulon, and then we see Elvis ter Putte. So very good pedigrees. We can start a video if you want, Kelly. Yeah, this is him. So this is also a modern type, we think. Has sufficient length in the body, maybe could be a little bit longer lined and everything, but he has a lot of blood. He is very modern in his type. And what we like in him is his very light-footed way of jumping. Very easy and everything. And he started to jump better when the jumps were higher. So when we raise the fences, he gets better in his body use and he improves in his techniques. And also he shows a great athletic scope in that and with a very good use of the hind leg again. Also, this one is from a really good dam line. The dam herself jumped 140 classes, and we see several international horses from this dam line. So again, a complete picture of this horse. Really opening well from behind. And what we focus on also, what's interesting to know maybe for you is that we like to see that the stallions are doing it themselves. So we don't use a lot of whip in guiding them to the chute, but they should do it all themselves. So we think that's important that the stallions have a good working attitude actually. So they're really good. Maybe stays a little high in the use of the neck, but then he has really good use of the body and opens really well from behind. And what was impressive with this one, maybe it could be a little bit longer lined, but it's very easy for him to stretch on the oxer. So to lengthen on the oxer, that's really easy for him. There again. Very easy to stretch on the oxer. Good opening from behind. Also good use of the front leg. Easy canter over there. You can see he does it himself. Yeah. Also again, good from behind. Maybe could be stays a little high in the neck maybe, but very good from behind and very scopy and everything. Okay, I think we should go to the next one, Kelly. Yeah, we continue with the next emerald. That's Emerald Uricas van de Kattenven en Comme il faut, Elroy Field. Also very interesting pedigree. We see, of course, the stallions, all international Grand Prix stallions, Emerald, Uricas, and then Comme il faut. And also the Grand Dame, she jumped 155 level herself, and we see several 160 horses from this dam line. So again, a song by Emerald, and now combined with Uricas. You can start the video again, Kelly. We think Elroy Field is a really modern type again, well developed, also good in the proportions, we think, well proportioned. Good top line again. Very correct type. And really interesting pedigree again. In the canter, he shows a lot of balance. Also easy for him to change in the canter. You can see this one is a little bigger frame than the other emeralds. There he was a little fresh, putting the tail up, but again he's opening well behind. You can see the people that take the time to guide the stallions is really important for us. That we have a lot of that the stallions are relaxed and they are doing the job themselves. So we like to see that they are really relaxed in everything. Oh, you should focus a little bit more maybe over there. That was much better. You can see it over there. Very good technique in the legs. That's also what Emerald is known for, I think. They have a good brain, but also they have really good technique in the legs, all the Emeralds. Emeralds is now doing really well in offspring. A lot of them are competing at a higher level in sports. So he makes a good impression in sport horses. Very nice. Quick use of front leg, good use of the body. Opening really well from behind, I think. And scopy, he seems really scopy.
Want to move to the next?
Yeah, please. Then we continue with Touch Especial. He's by Don't Touch CG Hero. Then we see Chaco Blue. Interesting for us, Don't Touch CG is breeding well actually, but he's also the full brother of Drummer TN. I think a lot of you know Drummer. Then we see Chaco Blue. Then we see Voltaire. And what's really interesting on this one, that Voltaire mare Think Especial. She was a Grand Prix winner with Erik van der Vleuten. So she did really well in jumping. We can show the video now. So also, like I said, it's a good dam line with a Grand Dam who jumped internationally Grand Prix, and she was also a winner. But also the approved stallion Moonlight Specialist from the same dam line. And this is a really pretty type, really good type, well proportioned again, good sports model, good top line again, strong connection in top line with good loin connection. He impressed us with his good canter, with his good type and his good pedigree. You can see he's very correct in technique, quick in the use of front leg. He has good bascule also, seems to be careful also. Here again, very good in the front leg technique. He's up in the withers. There's sufficient use of the body over there, but very easy for him to jumping. Very consistent he is in his jumping. Yeah, that could be a little bit more supple in the use of the body over there maybe, but very consistent in technique. I think we can continue, Ellie. Then we continue with the reserve champion, Tiamo. Tiamo is by Carrera, then we see Apardi, then we see Saval. And what's interesting on this stallion is also that Carrera, he improves himself with the good jumpers. Also in sports now, we see a lot of careers coming up. And also this dam, Madonna, the Apadi mare, she jumps 150 herself with Hessel Hoekstra. So this is really interesting to see from a direct dam stallion by Carrera Apadi Saval. So very good dam. We can go to the video if you want, Kelly. Also, you can see with this stallion, very long, good body over there, good top line again, strong connections in top line, good length in the body. We like to see that length in the body, correct in the sense of the legs. Very good type over there, jumper type. Light-footed way of cantering with good articulation, I think, good bending. And a light-footed way of canter. For us, it's important that the canter, they are adjustable. So they can lengthen and shorten the stride very easily. And especially shorten the stride, the last canter stride before the jump. See a very good technique over there, really up in the hips. And that's also what Carrera is known for, I think, with very good supple horses, good technique in the body, and also very good technique in the legs. They also got good reflexes, the Carreras, and that's also with this one, very good reflexes on the jumping. Very good technique over there again. Lowers himself in the neck and then shows a good bascule. Again, big canter, but also able to shorten the stride in between the jumps. Yeah, really good. So that's like a modern sport horse with athletic scope. Okay, then we go to the champion. And the champion is called Crescendo. He's by Chacon Blue. Then we see Elvis de Put. Then we see Indoctro. So also really good stallions in the pedigree. And you can see it already on the picture that this one has an unbelievable use of the front. So very good lowering in the neck and then unbelievable use of the front leg. You can see that. The knee is even above the horizontal line. You can see that a lot over there. And we can also see it in jumping. But I think this one was the favorite of the audience. Really an eye catcher. We're going to see him on the video. You can start it now, Kelly, if you want. But it was a favorite. He could also, we showed him also in hand in trot with premium stallions, and he also had a really good trot. So it was a very athletic horse, this one. Striking type. Was for sure the favorite of a lot of people. You can see active canter there. Active in a good way. You can see his front leg already, his knee really up in the front leg. I think his sire Shikumbu is also really interesting for the breeding. He now gives a lot of sport horses with very good technique, very scopy horses, good length, all of them have, very good reflexes. You can see there his front leg technique again, it's unbelievable, really high in the knee. I think the atmosphere was really good with the premium stallions, with the also the crowd, they liked it a lot, showing them in hand. You can see it over there, that's unbelievable. Huh? So it was really fun to do the championship ring with the stallions, also athletic stallions. And then you can see the crowd got really involved and they liked it a lot. That was really good, actually. Oh, yeah. Then he has his front legs really up, and then maybe he lets it open a little bit early, but okay, really good in technique. Yeah, that was fun, Drew, the stallion. So we had a really good championship ring, I think, with 6 complete stallions who performed twice really good. Okay, I think we continue with the dressage stallions. Rebecca, you have a question, but I cannot read it all, actually.
When you talk about the dressage stallions, can you talk about how you decide if a young stallion already accepted in the earlier inspections in Germany maybe should be okay for the Netherlands too? And do you have anything you want to bring to the mare base or consider what do you hope for?
I'm not sure I fully understand your question, actually. Can you repeat it?
Rebecca, do you want to unmute and ask your question?
Yeah, I was just wondering, as you're looking, as the stallion owners bring stallions that were maybe accepted in some of the earlier inspections in Germany, how do you look at them? What are you thinking will help your mare base? Is there anything special to consider? So as those horses develop, kind of what are your hopes, and when do you decide yes and when do you decide maybe not?
Well, I think in general, yeah, we select on quality, of course, the same quality we like to see in Holland. But when we have some outcrosses, pedigree-wise, we're going to talk about it a little bit. For example, we had some Tracheder, but we're going to talk about it. When we see really outcross bloodlines, especially in dressage, that's important for us because the kinship, we're going to talk that also about it. That should be low for us, breeding wise. But we like to see the stallions also with low kinship, but also with a high quality, like we like to see them. And that can be sometimes a little bit tricky. But okay, we have to consider that we also approve stallions with low kinship in dressage. Is that a little bit the question you mean? Okay. And if they are already presented at other stud books, then yeah, we judge them in our way. So yeah, I think yeah, we're gonna see each individual again. So it's a new presentation and a new selection again. Okay, we continue with the dressage stallions. If any questions, just ask. No, don't worry. We had a KWPN Stallion Show. Like I said, it started on a Friday. We had a successful select sale. We had the finals also of the stallion competition for dressage now. That's the Anamona stallion competition. The stallion committee had 9 dressage stallions selected for the championship round. So premium stallion, 9, that is really a lot. And then we also had a show with the KWPN approved stallions. So that was also fun to watch on Friday evening. And consider with the next one. Yeah, like I said, the discipline for dressage. And we started on the Friday. You can go to the next sheet. We start on the Friday with the second round of the second viewing actually. And we had the presentation of the selected stallions. They with dressage we also show them in hand the selected stallions. In jumping we don't do that anymore because we think in jumping the trot is not that important. But in dressage they are still presented in hand. Gives us also a lot of information. We had a final of the stallion competition. We had a presentation of the stallion competition again. The predicates for the stallion dressage. We had the horse of the year. That was Vivaldi. And he was represented by Dream Boy and Desperado. And there were actually 4 new Keur stallions in dressage. Ampere, All at Once, United and Ferguson. So there are 4 new Keur stallions who get a higher predicate for the good breeding with these stallions. In jumping we had none, but with dressage we had 4. Judith, I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean. Maybe we can do the questions afterwards. I continue with Saturday, then we had again the second round of the viewing. We had a presentation again of them. Then we had the champions round, the handler of the year again, the select sale, and also the harness horses were presented. We had the same sheet again. We already seen it with the jumpers. We had 231 dressage stallions evaluated this curing. So also the numbers are a little bit dropping, but the balance between dressage and jumping stays the same. Can go to the next one. So for the second view in 97 stallions were selected for the second round. It's 42%. They selected a little bit more than in 2025, and they like to give them a chance to so they can still develop them and show them at the stallion show in Den Bosch. Okay, continue. The same with getting extra information for the jumping is the same procedure jumping as dressage, as you can imagine that. So we think both sides that the mares are important, the dams are important for them. We can continue with the next one. Total number of 47 selected stallions, with 28 of them into the full book, 10 register A, and 9 were registered abroad. These are the ones who are registered abroad, and where we mentioned it, especially with dressage, we think that's a low kinship again. So it's a little bit outcrosses for us. So that's why we put importance to that. So we had 9 of them with other registrations, with also some outcross blood. Not all of them, like Lux Toto or Pats. Yeah, it's not really outcross for us. But yeah, when we see like Wahoo, Cadeau, Sixtus, that's also, yeah, that's really outcross for us. So that's the Trakener one. That makes it a low kinship for that, for sure. Then we have the predicates on the dam side. You can see there are a lot of elite mares in it, 41%. That's really high percentage. And also a good percentage of preferent mares. And you can even see with the selected ones, there's 57% of them is the dam elite. That's really high percentage, I think. Then we see the sports level. We see 30% of them are competing at the third level or higher. In 2025 it was a little bit higher, I think, but okay, it's still we like to focus on sports also in the dam lines. Yeah. Then we see the youngsters of the young stallions, like I said, the first crops of them. You can see in dressage that's this is a second viewing in them, and the next sheet is for them who are selected ones of the young crops. What you can see, we like to give the young stallions also a chance in dressage, both as in jumping as in dressage. Then we had several stallions selected, several sons. Extreme had 3, Lux Toto has 3, and then we had a couple of them with 2, Desperado, Dream Boy, Las Vegas, Santiano, and New Orleans. Both have, or they all have 2 stallions selected for the performance test. And this is the number of young stallions. So Extreme has the highest one with 3 stallions selected with a first crop. Makes it interesting. Now I'll mention a little bit about the kinship. The kinship is something different than the inbreeding. Like we say, kinship is the relation to the population. And yeah, like we say, we like to have low kinship also to spread the genes in dressage. We have to consider that for sure. And you can see that there are not a lot of them who are very low. So the average is actually also the average. Like I said, extra for us was interesting. The one out of the 6 mare, the Trakener mare with a really low kinship, and he's also selected. You can see him in that's the one. So he has a very low kinship to our population. That makes it interesting, and also that Trakener is also doing really well in dressage at the moment. So that makes it interesting for him to test. And the very high ones, you can see that are selected for the second ring, but then they are not selected anymore. So we also select on the kinship to the population in dressage. Not in jumping, but on dressage we do. But the overall kinship in jumping is also lower than it is in dressage. So we don't need to worry that much about jumping. But in dressage, we need to worry about it a little bit. I'll take care of it, actually. Then we go to the premium stallions. That's 9 of them. And we had the champion Glockstoto Apaston Shufro, reserve champion Fatalas. Then we see the premium stallion Desperado, Extreme, Blue Horse Kingston, Kiento, Keaton, or Frederick and a Puck. So all different stallions in the premium stallions. I think we can go to the first one. That's the Desperado Sandro Hit Silvano. Can you click onto the video, Kelly? Does that work?
Number 319. Thanks a million. Fokkers registreerde Vinnie Dudley, Aardleiden, MT Stevels en de I-kaptein graag in de piste.
Goedemiddag, dames en heren.
Sorry, this is a new way of doing it. So hang on.
Kampioenskeuring van de dressuurpaarden, waar de premie-hengsten in terug.
How do I switch? There. Why won't it switch? Hey, Bart, sorry. Why won't it switch to the other video?
Are you already logged in or not?
Yeah, I'm logged in. It's like here, but I need this other video. There were 2 second viewing videos. I need the one of him actually going.
But on top it says you're not logged in, right?
Oh. Oh, this is on Facebook. Oh, it's hang on a second. I'm sorry. I have it logged in on Edge. I'm sorry. Hold on. Talk a little bit.
Okay, we can talk about the first one, the Desperado son. Thanks a million, he's called. He's Desperado Sandra Hit Silvano. That's a good dam line also from this lot of Santana van Hoff. That's really interesting in the dam line. What we especially liked in this one is that he had a lot of technique in the movement. We can see that, I hope, in a sec. Well developed stallion, a lot of expression he has, a lot of spots in the dam line also. And what he could really do, he was very adjustable in the movement, so he can trot in different ways. And then he also showed in hand really well. So it seems really interesting to test that one for sure. But like we said, his adjustability in the movement was really good. It would be good to have a video with it.
It's coming, sorry.
Registered under the name of.
There it is.
Sorry about that.
Then you can see it's a very pretty tight with a lot of front end. Long neck, well-shaped neck, also good top line this one has. And you can see already the articulation in the joints. Big stride canter, uphill. Good technique in the trot over there. And also was always with a nice use of the neck. Powerful there, easy change. Then you can see he used his body really well. Nice technique over there. His hind leg is always there with good bending. And like we said, he can lengthen and shorten his stride easily, both in canter and trot. That's nice over there. Good rhythm, good balance. Okay, I think we need to speed up a little bit, Kelly. We have 9 to go, premium stallions. Yeah, we continue with the Extreme US out of the Florencio. Yes. This is the first crop of the Extreme. Maybe we can also go to the video.
To feel their best with Hofmag.
He's called Trinello Watt. He's out of a dam by Florencio. And then we see Jens. Several Grand Prix horses already from this dam line. We can see a long-legged, long-lined horse.
Hengst nummer 300.
With dressage type again. Long neck, well-shaped neck.
50.
Well-positioned neck also. Good walk over there. Very nice reach in front leg. Big stride canter. Good reach in front. Oh. Nice canter over there. Well balanced. There he goes in trot. You can see very good technique in the front leg, like his father Extreme. The same, has a really good use of the front leg. Good reach in the front leg. It seems to be a really supple horse, I think. Adjustable again. Good change over there. So also big frame stallion with good techniques in the movement. Okay.
Hey Bart, I'm just going to try and go to the, instead of switching back and forth, I'm just going to go to the next video. Will you be able to know who it is if I give you the number?
Yeah, 417.
Yep.
Yep. That is Treasure King.
Yep.
Treasure King is by Blue Horse Kingston. Out of Elite Sportmare by Franklin.
This isn't the right horse?
No, because
No, I don't think so.
Oh, hang on, I'm on the wrong horse.
You press the next button.
Is this him?
Yeah, this is the one.
Okay, sorry about that.
So I think type-wise you can see Franklin in it.
Oh.
Franklin was also a well-muscled stallion. Also with, you can see a lot of technique in the movement with this one. Strong build stallion, good connection in top line. Always good in the hind leg, stepping under. Nice front over there. What's interesting on this one, I think, is that he always trots and canters in a good way with a good use of the hind leg. So it's maybe not the biggest stride, but very correct in the movement. And always has hind leg stepping under. See, good rhythm over there. Good technique, good reach. Then he also lengthens his stride and gets more reach in the use of front leg. Yeah, he reminds me a lot of Franklin, actually, this stallion. Yeah, pushes off really good, powerful. Yeah, nice. Good technique, good rhythm, and powerful Mureyo movement. Okay.
Hang on.
Yeah, we go to Ticento, number 420.
Yeah, did you see the link?
Yeah.
Go.
Ticento is by Kento, the world champion Kento, and then we see Craig. See, this is a really striking type, I think. A lot of posture, a lot of long neck, well-shaped neck, really expressive in the neck, I think. Very expressive type, this one is. Wide-footed. This one is bred by Familie van Baalen. So by Kobe van Baalen, that's the sister of Marianne Dorrestein. The dam performed at one set light level, so that's about the 4th level. And she's a half-sister to the Grand Prix horse Top Zoe. And also the KWPN approved stallion Nintendo is from the same dam line. So he's very striking type, very pretty type, uphill in the movements. Especially in the first ring and Admiral, he showed really well. Now he's a little tense, maybe. It's going to be an impressive horse under the saddle, I think. Modern type horse. Little tense in the canter over there, maybe. Little fresh. Okay, we continue with the next one, 421. This is Trebo, he's by Keaton. Keaton is now performing under Emily Schotters in the Grand Prix. So this Keaton, and then we see first Romans here. That's the dam is elite. And then Ibob dressage. Also an elegant long line type. Very correct in the top line. Uphill in the conformation. Strong connections. Uphill in the movement always. Active use of the hind leg, bending a lot. Right-footed. Very light-footed over there. A lot of bending in the use of the hind leg. Active canter. With rhythm over there through the turn. That's really nice. You can see power from behind leg. Always uphill in the movement. Nice. Starts to canter easily. Also powerful in the canter. Okay. Continue with the next one. 479, I think it should be. For 79, he's the Frederiksson, called Terke, also from an elite mare by Everdale. Also, this one has a nice front end, correctly built, athletic build. Has a good walk over there, active long strided walk. Good posture. A lot of articulation in the joints. It's interesting on this one that the dam Nova Liz, she scored a 84 in the IBOB. A really nice score. Easy canter, yes. Easy change. Well balanced. You see a lot of articulation there in the joints. Maybe it could be a little bit more up in the weather, but the position of the neck is good. It's good use of the neck. Okay, I think we should continue. Okay, Kelly. Then we continue with 490. Toledo. That's he's closely connected. He's a half brother of the champion of last year. Toledo is by Opoc, and then we see Lunique, the dam of the champion of last year. She's by Boston. The dam Lunique, she was tested with an 85 in her IBOB, and she competes at I1 level. Strong top line again. And impressed the judges always with his good technique in the legs, powerful, and also supple through the body. See, it's a good technique, good reach in front. Good rhythm over there. Also powerful from behind in the trot. Nice rhythm over there. Okay, we continue, I think. Now it should be 5:31, Kelly. So this is Farmers Junior. He was the reserve champion. He's a full brother of the Famas Amigos, the championship horse, the Grand Prix one. And this one, yeah, I liked him a lot, especially in the expressive front end. Very light-footed, a lot of balance. Very elegant in the way of moving. Uphill. Very expressive use of the front leg. Them is also interesting. She brought also two light tour, so St. George horses. So interesting dam line with Vitalis Hotline Sandro Hit. Big framed horse and still light footed. Big canter there, big long strided, good reach in the front leg. Supple. Impressive how supple he is for such a big horse. Nice rhythm over there. Okay. So this is a big framed, light footed horse. I think it's really interesting on the saddle to see this one. Now we're going to go to 399, the champion, Tony Gold. We think this one is the total picture of it all. Very good mover, very good body, and very interesting in the pedigree. Tony Gold is a grandson of the Grand Prix mare Vaillegold. So we see Glox Toto Apas Don Silvro. And of course, we all know Vaillegold under Isabel Wert. She already improved herself in breeding with Total Hope, Pro Stallion. And for us, this was the total picture of everything. Very good mechanics this one has. Light-footed, powerful. Very good type. Everything, yeah, there was the most complete one with type, pedigree, movement, modern type, everything was there. Yeah, this one was expensive in the auction, that's true. What was it, 340,000 euro, something like it, I think. You can see the hind leg is always good. Stepping under, quick in the use of the hind leg, and stepping under the body. So we hope this one has a lot of ability for the future Grand Prix horses. You can see the mechanics is all there. You can lengthen his stride over there very easily, shorten his stride, lengthen his stride. Everything is there, I think. So very complete horse. Well balanced canter over there. So I think overall we were very happy with all the premium stallions and with the champions and the reserve champions. I think quality wise it was a really good curing with both dressage and jumpers.